So, anyone here? Not sure. Let me check. I'll be back. Okay. Okay. Oh no, and now I have to connect all chats again, do I? No, it seems not. Just on YouTube, I have to reconnect to the chat. And pop-up chat, here we go. Bam. Why does this ID change? It could be kept the same. But that's how we go, that's it. Hey Wallace, e aí amigo? Hey João, how are you doing? Cavaco in the house. Welcome, welcome. Cá vamos. Então, now I'm starting to speak Portuguese. So, bam, 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 back at the screen. Here we go. Yeah, I have to close all this. And yeah, so I'm still to decide. Should we go directly to the WhatsApp chatbot? Which is something that requires some experimenting. So, but also something that we should connect to N8N will be PDFs and documents that we might want to provide to AI so that AI can learn about this. And yeah, we need to have a tool for that. And that's where tools like LangChain, Llama Index, and others can help with that. So I'll get it started. Hey, obrigado Wallace, thank you. Coding and watching your live. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, so this is the project I've built in the last live stream. And if I remember well, yeah, port 80. So it should be good to go. Oh, this was just a command, but it's 80 and 5678. So 5678, which is the N8N. Did I leave some passwords? Yes, I did. On the README. So this project is on GitHub. You can clone and start it. Whoa. Username or password invalid. You have caps lock on. No, I copy pasted. Oh no. No problem. Let's restart. So what you're gonna do is, I don't remember what happened actually, so let's just sail down -v or docker compose down -v. It's going to remove entirely all containers and volumes or files, right? And now we're gonna go and bring it up again. And if I were to come here, it should be a fresh installation, and it is. It's asking for credentials. So this is what is going to happen on your end when you download to try it. So that's it. I don't want no notifications. Yeah. So let's get started. Skip, that's it. I'll add an endpoint. And for that endpoint, I'll use the file I left in the root. It's right there, explained. So I'll just, can I drag it? Probably not. Okay, so I'll just, oh yeah, we can copy and paste. Here we go. So this webhook is going to run some logic in from our Laravel end, and artisan list will give us app test trigger hook. So artisan app test trigger hook. It should now fail. Oh yeah, and I have to do in sail, so sail artisan, yeah. So it's saying it's not registered, that's because we didn't save. And now, how come it's not registered? Should I test it before? I don't remember exactly. There we are, we have an answer, and it went through it all, yeah. Okay, so this is our first setup to have a Laravel application and N8N N8N setup. And what I would like to do, let me get the thing. N8N live streaming, yeah. So what we started was with this Laravel web app that can trigger N8N workflows, and then they will run, and either they reply directly to the request or they will notify Laravel after they finish. So this was the initial setup for all this, and yeah, so now I was hoping I could carry on with the WhatsApp chatbot, but there's a problem. Hey Peak, welcome. He's saying, hey Patricio, lurking while watching other stream, but be back later. Okay friend, thank you so much. I'll see you soon. I think I know what stream you're watching, right? I was watching too while having dinner. Before coming to the stream. So, I wanted to do the chatbot, but unless we do it with N8N first, what I wanted to say is I want to integrate WhatsApp or Telegram, something like that, but that's too much to configure, and I think I want to explore it a little bit before a live stream, so that I don't spend 30 minutes trying to authenticate or start something or so on. So I guess we can just do one of two things. The chatbot will have memory, maybe it's not a best choice, but it will have knowledge, right? And this knowledge does not live in the AI model, so it can live locally. We need to have this system which is called RAG, R-A-G. And what is the best definition? I don't know. Maybe let's try to find it in images. So, well, the best definition is it's the piece of it's the brain that it's information about your context that the AI doesn't have. So yeah, so this is a good way to put it. Exactly. So when we put a question to the LLM, what does happen? What does typically happen? We make a question, it goes to the OpenAI, for example, and comes back with a reply. So the RAG system is somewhat differently. I'm even going to get this image because it's good to explain. So let me bring in this system. Okay. So what happens is typically we make a question, we go to AI, we get answer. So this is the typical. What RAG allows is that we go before to our RAG system that will take your question, and based on your prompt it will get the relevant documents from our knowledge base. So this could be like, imagine 100 gigabytes worth of information, and we cannot give all that information to the model. So what we do is, depending on the context window that the model accepts, we can enrich the prompt with knowledge. So that's what RAG is doing. We come here, we take the piece of information that it's relevant to this question, and then you see it goes your question plus the thing that RAG found. So it's a very important piece in this system because the kind of database, which is vectors, it exists in a wide number of providers. Even SQLite has it, Postgres, Pinecone, Chroma. There are several drivers, and yeah, so they can all make the results vary, right? Yeah, it's a complex process, and of course we are here to study it and to make it cool. So after we get this is just like a normal prompt with a huge copy paste. Okay, so don't get worried about details. This is just like your question plus you copy paste 3 files from your code or 3 pages from a book, and you copy paste them all. So that's what's that about in this moment. So yeah, after this it's just an LLM on the other end, and then you get an answer with your information as a source. So it will be a more informed question that AI wouldn't know how to reply. Okay, it was a good meme. Deepgram is the source, so you might want to read through all these if you want to know how can we get information only which is relevant. Surprise, it's vectors and how much they are aligned with each other. So yeah, that's why the tolerance and those sorts of things. And there are lots and lots of approaches to work with this. Okay, so having said this, it's a good base for later to explain maybe. And yeah, so we want to enrich our chatbot with this, and for that we need to ingest documents, right? And there was this. Oh, hey Robson, how are you doing? Is it too loud? Maybe let me check. Thank you. Is it better? Should be, I think. Thank you. So we need to ingest files to this reg system, and based on that, I just learned about this repo, and yeah, I think we would explore it. So Peak is asking, when you're saving to vector, are you just sending embeddings, or are you also sending the original text along with, so response will have both? So it depends a lot on the I'm forgetting the name, on the system that you apply. So what we do is, let me take this example maybe. So let's say you have a book with I don't know, 1,000 pages, right? Which will be, I don't know how many words. So this is like, I don't know, 1,000 pages. Let's keep it like so. So what the reg system does, and your strategy in how you do it, is first let it be a PDF or an Excel file or a photo or whatever, right? You ingest from 0 to 1,000 pages. Okay. Okay, so we take this file, this type of file. What happens? Why is it not drawing? Okay. So we take files. I think this drawing is not the best with the mouse. We take files and we get a huge chunk of text, right? So if it's the 1,000 pages, it will be lots and lots and lots of text. What's happening? Work. So, yeah, I have to maybe work. I still have to learn this tool that I'm using. And it's new to me, so sorry for that. So we take files and we ingest it to text, and these will be long text. And then what happens is we need the equivalent vectors so that we can search that semantic search, right? Come on. Vectors. I still didn't learn how to edit this. Okay, never mind. So what happens is this text will be split with a strategy and with an overlap. So let's say you split every 200 words, right? And then there's an overlap, which means let's say, for example, every 200 words and 20 characters behind and 20 characters forward, so that we can continue the search one side and another. Can we make it transparent? Okay, yeah. So maybe the other link was, well, what was it? Deepgram. Deepgram was there? Yeah. Probably it will explain this better and I wouldn't have to... So reg chunks and overlap. Yeah, so the overlap is that so that we can have the full context. And the vectors is just basically to keep track of that, yeah? So because you have the vectors, what happens to your question is your question gets vectorized in that moment of the question. How do I add it? So the question gets converted to embeddings and then compared. So question gets processed into embeddings, and then it will get, so the question gets processed into embeddings, it compares, let's say it finds a match here, so it knows it's on the overlap. So because it's on the overlap, it's on the overlap, the strategy is to, like, it will probably take both, it depends on the system, of course. And now these chunks, I mean, because the vectors are here, let me find another color. I'm taking all this time, I'm sorry, because then this diagram will also be a reference in the future, so that's why. Sorry for taking the time. Okay, so let's put it in green, and because of that, now it finds this and that, right? I don't know very well how to put it, and because of that, it gets these texts, right? And now they get added to the prompt, to the in text, right? And now it's question plus the reg, right? Plus the reg result. So now this goes to the model. Yeah, not the best diagram, but yeah, I hope it works and it explains what I was trying to say. Yeah, we can keep it here. Yeah, that's it. Hey, hello Marcus. Glad to have you again. Oh, and I'm forgetting I didn't even announce the stream anywhere. Doesn't matter much. Yeah, let it be. I don't know. Oof, okay. Now I appreciate it. Going through makes total sense. Thank you, Peak. Yeah. So Marcus has just joined, so I was continuing the project from yesterday, from the latest stream, right? And I even restarted it all. That's an advantage of Docker. And I was hoping I would go into the chat to start the chat, but I started to study a little bit My friend Wallace, I just met a few hours ago, explained a little bit about the chat integrations with WhatsApp. I would also like to have Telegram or some other, but reality is that authentications might take so much long, and I don't want to waste time on stream. So I'll test it out before and apply it on the next stream. For now, because the chat needs to have a brain, a knowledge of context that our company or our application has, we need this so-called reg. Yeah. So, and reg, it's here. Oop. And reg is about ingesting information and being able to provide it to AI. So in a sentence is this: when we make a question, we get it augmented. Yeah, that's it. So, and how are we giving information to this system? So one very exciting project, it's this dockling that a friend told me about, and I think I would want to try it and be able to use it inside N8N. So we could provide documents to this system and it could be ingested. So let's go, let's dive. Oh, this is just PDF processing. But we can export to Markdown, which LLMs love, right? Yeah, but this is where the thing comes in. Langchain, for instance, Llama Index, and all these are frameworks that allow to do just that. The reg system, I mean. You see, look. Yeah, let's check an example. Or let's see the fundamentals first. So what we have is we provide documents, and then there are different pipelines based on the format. Yeah, you see the chunkers and so on. Okay. What's a dockling document? Oh, and by the way, I think this project is related to IBM. I think I'm not mistaken. Let me find, I don't want to just say it and then... Yeah, IBM open source AI. Yeah. Okay, so let's get back at concepts, dockling document. I'm still in the dark. I don't know how this is going to work, so yeah, let's see. Plugins, OCRs. Oh damn, I don't have any experience with Python, just very small thing, and it seems that this project is all about Python, so this should be fun. Hey Marcos, nice that you find it interesting. Thank you so much. So, examples. Yay, reg. So, I mean, we can start something, right? Document converter. So this would be an URL and it would convert to Markdown. Okay. Table export. Login time, path with pandas for the data. I've seen this a bunch. Yeah, we give it a PDF, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Okay, let's see Langchain. reg with Langchain, sorry. So this would use local systems, just to generate generative AI would happen remotely. With a Milvus vector store, never heard about it. But also, I shouldn't have, I'm just starting. Okay, so what's Llama Index? I've heard people, lots of people in Twitter changing to Llama Index. Don't know why. Let me get some water, you gotta stay hydrated. Oh yeah, and then we also have the sources, like when a model responds about something, they mention the source that where they found it. Internally, of course. This is what the user will see. Visual grounding. What is visual grounding? I don't know where to start. Can we find maybe we can find something already. So N8N and doclink. N8N Superbase, OCR Python. Is doclink so new that it's... No, it's not that new. So I'm hearing this is for best results, right? So I don't know exactly what to think. Hey Brainiac! Hello, welcome to the stream. Thank you for the follow. If you're a first time here, I'm Patricio. I'm in love with tech over all my life, basically, so that's many decades ago, and we were exploring automations with N8N. We will bring some code with a Laravel application because we want to do some integration, but it doesn't have to be that way. You can just use N8N without any coding experience, and that's it. So N8N is where we program things based on blocks, and we are trying to reach the goal of having a chatbot with knowledge about our company, about our information. That's where reg goes in, and also these chatbots have to run functions that are determined by us. So yeah, that's the goal. I hope you enjoy. Okay, let's try to find N8N and reg, basically something. Reg with doclink would be nice, but I think it's... Yeah, we can run Superbase, but we cannot run all these huge, humongous workflows to start. Let's see if this is easy.
Retrieval augmented generation is the most widely adopted method to give agents access to your knowledge base, essentially making them domain experts on your documents for Q&A. The big problem is, though, that RAG by itself is oftentimes not powerful enough. And so that's why on my channel, over the last month, I've been teaching a lot on agentic RAG, which is one of the most powerful ways to level up RAG, making it more powerful and more flexible to work with the different types of documents that you have. Recently, I showcased my N8N agentic RAG AI agent template, which you can download for free right now and is a great starting point for you to build your own agentic RAG system with no code. However, on this video, an overwhelming number of you asked for me to make a local AI version of this agent. I mean, it literally felt like, oh,
So this is the local version of the previous video.
The tools we see here don't correspond exactly to what I have in my N8N workflow, but that's just because there are different ways to implement agentic RAG. With agentic base using the agent to reason about. Then when we go to the local version, we want to keep it as similar as possible and just switch to the local AI services.
Oh, this is so huge.
Scrolling down here.
We should find something smaller. Let's try some RAG. Let's go.
Seconds. I find a lot of people make RAG, or retrieval augmented generation, out to be a lot harder than it actually is. In reality, RAG is easy as hell, and I'll show you how to do it all in just a minute. My name is Nick. I scaled an automation agency to $72K a month using no-code tools like N8N and Make.com. My whole thing is cutting the fluff, so let's get into it.
Today, I want to talk about agentic RAG. The conversation around RAG.
Imagine having an AI that could instantly answer any question about your business processes, documentation, or imagine having an AI that could...
Sorry, didn't want this. Let's come here.
Here are 3 ways to set up a RAG chatbot today, and the first takes just 90 seconds. I find a lot of people make RAG, or retrieval augmented generation, intelligent because rainbow mode's fun. This is your document. You have a bunch of colorful lines on said document. Adds that or appends that to the end of the first chunk, and basically we just repeat that. So it's not actually like we're only getting 2 out of these 6 lines. Actually, like we're getting like 2.5. Then over here we're getting like the first half and then the last half and the first half and the last half. This is just like how much they overlap, basically. So if you have any questions on this, I'm going to be talking a little bit more about it when we get to the N8N side of things. But yeah, that's more or less how that works. And this is a brief lot. Okay, cool. Loaded a file. That big servers can have access to stock, right? Okay, so then taking that and it's feeding it into the AI model and saying, hey, here's the info. Okay, strategy. I'm going to run you through basically setting up a Pinecone store.
Do you want to follow these?
So we're going to have Pinecone, and let's actually not use Rainbow today.
Pinecone, I heard this is one of the best.
I'm going to use Nice Blue. We're going to use Pinecone. Then we're also going to use an AI agent, okay? And basically the way this is going to work is we're going to have our little chat window over here. This is going to be the agent. And the agent is going to have a tool, and this tool is going to be a vector store. And so, the way that agents work in N8N, many of you are probably familiar, but basically the agent makes a decision on what it should do based off of the prompt that you give it. So you say, hey, can you tell me a little bit about this thing? If the thing isn't related to the data that it has access to, it's not going to use the vector store. But if we upload our Bitcoin paper, or in our case, it's going to be like a business knowledge base, and then it has a feeling like, the information might be in there, it'll actually trigger a search. Then it'll go do the RAG stuff, grab the appropriate and relevant data from our Pinecone. I'm going to show you making money with Pinecone. Is that I'm going to add as a chat model, fine for my purposes. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to add as a chat model, OpenAI. That doesn't mean that you...
Okay, I'm feeling it. Let's go. Yeah. So I think we can put this to the right. And let's put this here. Right chunks, blah, blah, blah. Let's close this. Let's put this one here. Yeah, so this would be the chatbot with WhatsApp. Agents, the docklink project. Yeah, I guess we will connect it later. Let's find something which we can follow. Oh, let's save it. Okay. And
what I'm going to do next is I'm going to add as a chat model, OpenAI. I always use OpenAI as a chat model. Money with this, so no, I don't. But, there's been a lot of demand for it, so I figure I might as well.
So this endpoint is the books. Oh no, we have to enter. Yeah. So the book readers evaluation. Yeah, just that endpoint that check the amount of books we read per week. Never mind, just a silly title for something. And now this is our first reg, right? My first reg in N8N. Cool.
As well, I'll run you through what this looks like. So first things first, just click Add First Step, then type Agent. I'm just going to use the default Tools agent. This is fine for my purposes. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to add as a chat agent. This is fine for my...
So agent, oh, this is different or what? Yeah, it is different. So prompt. Huh. Probably a different version. When was this? 1 month ago. It's not that old.
For my purposes. And what I'm going to do next is...
How come it's already when a chat message received?
I'm going to add as a chat model, OpenAI. I always use OpenAI as a chat model. Is going to looks like with this all work, and then bring it back to me. Do I? First things, this is fine for my purposes.
I'm concerned this is going to not go very well.
And what I'm going to, well, I'll run you through what this looks like. So first things first, just click Add First Step, then type Agent.
AI agent, okay, but that's what we had. Oh, right, it was there, the chat. Never mind. AI agent, I'll click.
I'm just going to use the default Tools agent. This is fine for my purposes.
Tools agent and prompt. It's so different, isn't it? Quick tutorial.
And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to add as a chat model, OpenAI. I always use OpenAI as a chat model for me just because it's the easiest and simple. OpenAI.
Okay, let's add it. Let's see how this goes. So chat model, we want to do OpenAI, and we need the credential. So I'll generate the API key right now. I, of course, going to just platform.openai. There we go. Logging in. I'll probably switch to OBS real soon, and I'll be able to just blur the screen, and it will be better to follow. So let's go API keys. So live streaming N8N. Yeah, let's go. So let's create a new credential and let's follow. Yeah, I can rotate the key later, of course. So that one. So I already went and created the key. So I'll be back. So let's go to the OpenAI chat model. Yeah. And the credential, we're gonna generate one and we'll put an API key. That's it. Oh, nice. Organization ID, there's none, so...
I always use OpenAI as a chat model for me just because it's the easiest and simplest, but that doesn't mean that you have to. If there's a better or simpler tool or a better or simpler model, then by any means. There are a bunch of options here. I'm just going to leave everything as the base and then allow you guys to take this stem and customize it however you want.
Okay,
For the
mini,
purposes
let's
of this
stick
demo,
with
we're
that
just going to
as
use
well.
window buffer memory, but there are many different types of memory that you could use if you wanted to have more context, sort of like a longer chat agent. I'm going to use 15 previous responses
It said window buffer memory.
as context. Agent are many different types of memory that you could. For the purposes of this demo, we're just going to use window buffer memory, but
That's simple memory.
there are many different types of memory that you could use if you wanted to have more context, sort of like a longer chat agent. I'm going to use 15 previous responses as context. And again, the reason for that is because the context window of modern models like GPT-4o Mini and whatever you are looking at as of the time of you watching this, they're a lot longer than when the agent concept kind of came, was invented essentially. Okay, great. And then the next thing we need to do is we just need to use a tool. And the specific tool we're going to be using is if we scroll all the way down to the bottom, there's one here called Vector Store. Okay. Now, keep in mind, there are a variety of tools that you could use that could probably answer similar sorts of information. Like, let's say you want to do that Bitcoin example a moment ago. It's just do it in N8N. Wikipedia would probably suffice for that, right? You could just have it connect to Wikipedia and then just ask Wikipedia questions instead of necessarily asking your own Vector Store. But in this hypothetical example, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a list of a big text file for a hypothetical SaaS company that I called OneCone. And basically, I'm just going to ask it a bunch of questions about OneCone using this file. And because of that, because this file has so much specific information about this fictional company, the only way that the model would know anything would be if it is accessing this file. And this is something that you can actually do. You can actually sell to people, which is really ultimately what I care about. So we're going to go Vector Store Tool. What I'm going to call this is exactly what the demo says, company knowledge base. And I'll say, which is really ultimately saying this file. And this is something that you can dump in file. And because of that, because this file has so many files, is I'm going to take a hypothetical SaaS using fictional. This is something we're going to go Vector Store Tool.
Vector Store Tool.
What I'm going to call this is exactly what the demo says, company knowledge base. And I'll say this gets data about OneCone, the SaaS company, with relevant knowledge bases attached. The limit tab here just tells you how many chunks you want to pull from the knowledge base. So the default is 4. I'm just going to stick with 4 for the purpose of this example. But you can actually make this really long nowadays because, as I mentioned, all of these things go into your prompt anyway. There's no real reason why you can't set this to 20 and then kind of get away with it. Although this does depend on your chunk sizes, which I'll cover. Next up, you'll see this is red. The reason why is because we need to add a vector store, which is going to be our Pinecone instance, and then a model. So under model, I'm going to click this plus button and then again go down to open.
Okay, so something is different. Tool, blah, blah, blah. I have to check what's going on. Too much different. Yeah, it should be the latest image, right? So let's see what happens.
Do OpenAI. Now, the way that this works under the hood, just connecting this to my credential, is it's basically using OpenAI to get the data using embeddings and then tell you something about that data. So that's why you need this, because we're actually going to need to do this again in a moment. Then when you click Vector Store, there are a variety of options you could choose. So you could do an in-memory, Postgres, Quadrant, Supabase is app. A lot of people using Supabase now. It's awesome. Very similar to Pinecone. I'm just going to click a Pinecone. Supabase is app. A lot of people using Supabase now.
So Vector Store Tool.
Base now, it's awesome. Very similar to Pinecone. I'm just going to click a Pinecone. Now I already have a connection set up, but I'm actually going to just create my own account, show you guys how to do it live. Operation mode, we're just going to leave it to retrieve documents for agent.
So this is not right. Work with your data in a simple vector store. Don't use this for production.
Agent chain, my own in-memory Postgres quadrant Supabase app. A lot of people using Supabase now. It's awesome. Very similar to Pinecone. I'm just going to click a Pinecone quadrant. Do the bet is do open going to be our Pine cover and silly long. Tab here, cone is going to can actually do. You can actually store a tool, which is really ultimately what I care about. So we're going to go vector.
Is it that one? Retrieve context from
Vector store tool.
a vector store. I'm finding this difficult to follow. I don't know what you're thinking, but I'm thinking it's hard, yeah. Would it be this one? Ah, it's more similar, you see? Probably this is it. Oh no, user's info. Company knowledge base. I don't know. Vector store and model. Yes. Yes. So this is the one.
Companies for these. The reason why is because we need to add a vector store, which is going to be our Pinecone instance, and then a model. So under
all this is so different
model, I'm going to
from
click this plus
1 month
button.
ago. It's probably using
And then again, go down and do OpenAI. Now, the way that this works under the hood, just connecting
OpenAI chat model, so that's what it shows for the model, right? OpenAI.
this to my credential is it's basically using OpenAI to get the data using embeddings and then tell you something about that data. So that's why you need this, because we're actually going to need to do this again in a moment. Then when you click vector store, there are a variety of options you could choose. So you could do an in-memory Postgres quadrant Supabase app. A lot of people using Supabase now. It's awesome setup, but I'm actually going to Pinecone. I'm just going.
Why is it? Then why are you? Oh, okay.
Like a Pinecone. How to do
No,
it? Now what's called
vector store. Can we get Pinecone self-hosted? Probably not. Let's see. Yeah, we can start free even.
called an embedding model.
So what should I do?
This embedding model is going to allow us to basically convert in a second. Operation mode, we're just going to leave it now. There are a variety of options you could choose. So you could do an in-memory Postgres quadrant Supabase app. A lot of people using Supabase now. It's awesome. Very similar to Pinecone. I'm just going to click a Pinecone.
Yeah, we can go faster with a simple vector store, it seems. And we need to generate the embedding. We need also a model, right?
To do it live in a sec. It's called an embed. The text in the documents that we're uploading into vectors, which is pretty neat. And the variety of cool ones that we have access to, 3 large, 3 small, ADA 002. I'm just going to leave it as 3 small for now. And this is going to influence the setup of our Pinecone vector store. Now this is...
Yeah, so of course this is very decisive for the things that are happening. So if I choose a given model here and a given store here, the results will vary if I would have chosen other ones. So yeah, we have to take that into consideration and train, practice and research.
Now this is red because I haven't actually done the connection, but just before I do and I set everything up in Pinecone, just want you to take a look at just how many like AI instances we have here, how many AI tools we're using to accomplish this one thing. We have the OpenAI chat model over here. This is basically just like our general purpose like logic engine, right? This is going to be choose.
And let me take a moment to pause and ask you, how cool is this? Have you seen? Of course, I'm taking some time, but imagine we had to do this with code, right? It would be so much more painful.
Choosing what tools to use. It's going to be choosing when to access our vector store about the knowledge base. And it's going to be responsible for formulating and answers and stuff. Then we have this vector store tool, which is going to retrieve data from our Pinecone vector store, okay? But we've also attached to that another OpenAI chat model. And basically what's going to happen is every time that we get a request where we need to access the vector store, this request is going to go over to this AI agent. This AI agent is going to think a little bit and it's going to say, we need some data. So it's going to go to this vector store tool. After it goes to the vector store tool is going to call the specific Pinecone instance. Mm-hmm. That's going to run a search that this embeddings model is going to return to the Pinecone vector store. And then this is going to return a result to the vector store that this model is then going to interpret, okay, before finally returning it to the agent, returning it back to the OpenAI chat model, and returning it back to the agent to send to you. So there's a lot that's going on under the hood, okay? Like, I understand that this may seem pretty simple, but essentially what we're asking our AI models to do in order to get this solved involves quite a few steps. It's usually why I recommend just using an OpenAI assistant. Anyway, I'm going to stop harping on it for now. So we need to set up a Pinecone account, right? I'm going to go to pinecone.io. On it for now. So we need to set up a Pinecone account, right? I'm going to go to pinecone.io. Now in my case, I'm going to pretend that I haven't set this up yet. So we're just going to sign up with a new account. It's going to use open up my AUT full. We'll go back to Pinecone now. I don't know what the hell happened here. Pasted in the entire Bitcoin paper. Nice. That definitely isn't the code. Or who knows, maybe it is. Maybe Pinecone's crazy with it. Okay, so now we need to add some additional information. Setting that up right now. I'm just going to say I don't code. No coding for me. Q&A, AI agents, to copy this key, and where maybe you want to like some the standard as of the time of this recording is 1,000. Something. The number of dimensions that is the standard as of the time of this recording is 1,536. As you see, if you click on text embedding 3 large, that's the bigger model. That's a little bit smarter. It's up to 3,072. You basically need to match the number of dimensions with whatever model you're using to do the embeddings. How you figure that out is you just go back here, right? And then go to the specific model that we selected from. I'm using OpenAI, right? So there are 3 options. There's large, which is 3,072 dimensions. The small, which is 1,536 or something. And I believe ADA 002 is the same. We might actually be able to find it. I don't know if we can. If not, text embedding ADA 002, and then just type in dimensions. Yeah, so that one's also 1536. And you'll just get the data for the specific embedding thing that you're using. So I'm going to use small, okay? Leave it as cosine. That's fine. Looks like I can only contain lowercase, so I'm just going to go one cone. It's a little bit better. We're going to have our capacity mode be serverless. We'll leave the cloud provider as AWS. Cute little smiley face. Now, an index is basically the rest of your... They can add a record manually. So I could click add a record. I could add some stuff. And then I can add all of my records here. But basically what you want to do instead is you want to do this through N8N. So you want to upload a file to N8N. So go back, and then I'm just going to connect to the specific Pinecone instance, which is my Pinecone API account 2. Then under index, because we've added one,
I think we don't need anything here, right? It will just be more done.
Now just click one cone, okay?
All
and at this
good,
point,
we
we've
just
set up
started.
everything that we need to get this running except for the document itself. Now, remember earlier I just looked at the record panel here and I tried adding something manually. What you have to do in order to get something into Pinecone is you have to embed the document yourself and then add it. If that seems like witchcraft, don't worry about it. Just add a new trigger. Add the trigger manually here.
Yeah, so this is nice. We need to put some information into the knowledge, right?
What we're going to want to do is we're going to need to find a way to download a file, get it in N8N, and then send that over to Pinecone using this node, okay? This Pinecone vector store node that says add documents to a vector store. So I can just reuse the same credentials I had. The add, get it in N8N. What I want to do is we're new trigger.
Oh, add another trigger. And which one was it?
Add the trigger manually here. And what we're going to want to do is we're going to need to find a way to download a file, get it in N8N, and then send that over to Pinecone using this node, okay? This Pinecone vector store node that says add documents to a vector store. So I can just reuse the same credentials I had. The operation mode is going to be insert documents. I'm then going to insert said document into OneCone. There are also some, there are a couple of other properties here that I'll leave blank. But basically, we can now add our embedding model, which has to be the same embedding model that we're going to be pulling from. So that should be text embedding 3 small. Perfect. Then obviously we have...
So now I didn't choose Pinecone, and I have to figure out to put the embeddings in the next one. So what is this called? Vector store. Add documents to vector store. Great.
Have the specific at our embedding model, which has to be the same embed.
Insert documents. The size of the batch, remember?
Embedding model that we're going to be pulling from. So that should be text embedding 3 small. Perfect. Then obviously we have the specific document.
Vector store key. And we should use the same here, I'm guessing, yeah. And we have to add the model, and let's keep it the same. Exactly. And also we have to provide a document. We can load data from previous steps. So I think that's what's going to happen.
We get that using this default data loader. And there's a bunch of different types of data that you can load. Well, we're going to Then obviously we have the specific document here. We get that using this default data loader. And there's a bunch of different types of data that you can load. What we're going to do is we're going to download a file in binary and then add it. You can also do JSON data technically, but I'm just going to say load specific data automatically detect by MIME type. And then we're going to leave the input data field name as data. For text splitter,
okay. And now the text splitter, remember?
Splitter, this is where you're going to define your chunks, basically. So you can split things into chunks based off tokens. The default chunk size I'm going to leave is 800. Chunk overlap is going to be 400. If you remember, these are the same settings that OpenAI is basically. So you can split things into chunks based off tokens. The default chunk size I'm going to leave is 800. Chunk overlap is going to be 400. If you remember, these are the same settings that OpenAI's assistant used in order to define our, chunking. So this is, I don't want to say this is the standard or the best, but I don't want to say this is the best, but this is definitely the standard as of right now. I believe chunk overlap should be like half of whatever the chunk size is. Don't quote me on that. If you do, make sure to take it wildly out of context and make me seem super evil. Okay, great. So now all we have to do is we have to add a file. So I'm just going to go between these two nodes. And there are a variety of ways to get a file. I'm just going to upload it to Google Drive and then download the file from Google Drive here. So I'm going to go Drive. Okay. Then I'm going to go Download. This is how you get stuff into binary in N8N. Now I've already connected my Google Drive account using OAuth. If you don't, if you don't have one, what you need to do is you basically have to go and you have to set up the Google Drive API in the Cloud Console. This can be pretty annoying. So just click the documentation, click on Google Drive, then go to Google Console. Okay. Then I'm going to go Download. This is how you get stuff in. I'm going to go Drive. Ways to now all we have a file. I'm just going to upload it to Google Drive.
When clicking test workflow, he wants to add the middle step. Oh no. Oops.
Drive and then download the file from Google Drive here. So I'm going to go Drive. Okay. Then I'm going to go Download. This is how you get. I'm going to go Drive. Is to get a file. I'm just going to upload it to Google Drive and then download the file from Google Drive here. So I'm going to go Drive.
Can I get the file from somewhere? Convert to file, JSON to binary data. I just want a file. Read and write files from disk. Yeah, fantastic. So this is enough. So what we need is a PDF. What PDF are we going to use? Something very specific. Can you help me find some? How did he find the one? 2147. Yeah, the PDF he found where? The One Cone Company. One Cone Company PDF. Yeah. Maybe it would be findable online. So no, so let me find what's a PDF I can find. What's a PDF I can find? Oh, hey, no. Thank you again for the ride, my friend. Thank you, bro. Diabel, hello, how are you doing? So, I need a PDF, everyone. Does anyone has a PDF which is very specific that we will put in our RAG system? Yeah, we've been building something crazy. That's cool. So, hello. Diabel is happy because it's the weekend. Yay! Yeah, it is nice. For me, it's just another day, but yeah, I understand. It's nice. Marcos is asking, what is your methodology for learning new things? Do you also read technical books or do you just focus on video lessons? No, so I do plenty of stuff. Right now I'm just watching video because it's the most interactive and I think it's good in the live stream. But along my life I've been with books, of course, courses that are text as well or video as well. Yeah, so all sorts of things. That's Bruno. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow, Callum. If you don't know me all, my name is Patricio. I love technology. I love Laravel. I love JavaScript, self-hosting, Docker, and I've recently fell in love with AI. So I'm exploring chatbots with our custom intelligence, our custom knowledge that we give them, and functions that we program, and we give the ability to use these functions to an AI model. So this is fun. On the previous stream, we developed a Laravel application which invokes a... What is this? Oh, save, of course, save. Oh my god. Yeah, so we've made like a basic trigger with no code, just here. Actually used code, but technically we could have used no code. It was just exploring, and right now we are doing this drag. And drag is, as we've seen, a way of when we ask something to the AI, so let's say we have a question, when we go to ChatGPT and we ask something, what we're doing is we go directly to the LLM and we get an answer. But what RAG is we are adding knowledge. And how does that happen? We take files, let's say 1,000 pages file, and we take it, we embed it into vectors, right? We split text and we overlap. So this chunk will be here and this chunk will be here, yeah? And we have text and vectors, and we save that in the database. Thank you, Stellar, for the follow. And okay, we have text, we have vectors. So next time we are to make a question, we get that question processed into embeddings, and now we have vectors, and we can now make a semantic search with a tolerance that might hallucinate more or less, and this will give us results. So based on these results, in vectors we get the text, and after we get text we have question plus drag result given to the AI. So that's why we can ask more stuff about us that the AI doesn't know, but we can now ask. Yeah. Hey Daniel, Primo, how are you doing? Oh, and you rated me. Oh my god, thank you, thank you. Leonardo, welcome, welcome. Thank you for the follow. Welcome everyone. Hello, hello, Primo. Vamos juntos. Thank you. Chico, how are you doing, my man? Chico the tank in the house. Dimitri, thank you for the follow. Leonardo with happy parrots. Okay, so where were we? We were Lurkern. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you, thank you. Let's learn AI. So where are we going? Yeah, so we were developing this RAG system that we just see how it works, more or less, right? We are making that in N8N, which is this no-code automation thing. Thank you, Krojai, for the follow. Welcome. And Seu Madrugar, welcome. Thank you for the follow. Oh, I'm not used to getting so many people. Thank you so much, everyone. Okay, so what's happening here? So I'm following this video so we can learn along the way. And so basically we added an AI agent, which is a tool that we don't have to program. We're doing this in 30 minutes or so, all of this. So this AI agent, we give it, we shows a model in OpenAI. We just generated the key. We shows the simple memory just to be quick on how to persist stuff. Then we give it a tool, which is to use the RAG. So we can ask questions with a vector store, like we've seen. And we shows a vector store, a simple one, to be quick. For best results, we can go with Pinecone or Chroma or other one. And we also shows one model for making the embeddings to convert text to vectors. And based on this choice, results will vary, of course. So we also shows the model that it will be used to relate all of that. And yeah, that's it. So now we want to start a chat with our knowledge. But so that we can have knowledge inside, right, in the vector store, first we need to put some document there. And that's what we are doing right here. We are having a second workflow that would take a file. In the video is taking from Google Drive. This is where we were.
Sure to take
But
it
we
while we
explored a little bit, and we are reading from the disk in our case, and we will put this file, which is only from our company, something very, I don't know, that is very particular, right? OpenAI doesn't know about this information, and we will make a question, and then it will know. So, we configured the connection to insert things into the vector store with the same key. And yeah, we chose the same embedding, they have to match. Data loader and the token splitter. So the thing to make this split and overlap and so on. So all this in 30 minutes, maybe a little bit more, but still, still while learning. So yeah, it's amazing how fast we can go. Dayabel is asking specific documentation about different kind of topics. Yeah, I wanted to find some. So what do you think we can use? Is there a PDF online that it's very specific, or should we make our own PDF? Something like that? I don't know. What do you guys think? Help me, please. We can make a PDF ourselves, right? So let me find. No, not this. Yeah. So this is a company. It's called Keyboards Typing on YouTube, and this company is open from Tuesdays to Saturdays from 2 p.m. until 8 p.m. So this is a company, it's called Keyboards Typing. It's represented on YouTube. This company is open from 2 p.m. until 8 p.m. So if all goes well, we would save this as a PDF. So download as a PDF. Here we go. Nice. So it's a very silly thing, but if it works, right? I just wanted to be something really, really specific. There's no chance there's a company with this name anywhere that OpenAI knows about, and that it's open in these days, in these hours. So okay, let's find it. Let's open this doc. So untitled document, where will I put it? We can put it in the project where, yeah. So N8N, let's put reveal in Finder. Open in Finder. And there we go. So example PDFs. I don't know. What was the company? Keyboard Typing. Keyboard Typing. Yeah. Okay, so we would load that file. Copy path, here we go. Here we go, nice. Test step. Yeah, it loaded, so fine. What do you think, chat? Is it gonna work? Let's see. Woohoo! Okay, let's go on. Let's move.
Oddly out of context, and we'll have to then create ID.
Yeah, so we could get something from Google Drive
to my own
example,
Google Drive right now,
but I don't want to go through that.
And then upload the file so that I can download it later. Going to upload knowledge. We want to type in one cone. It's going to grab that file, binary. Well, you can do it right now. You can. That's fine.
Yeah. So we replace that step with reading a file from disk.
We're then going to insert this data into Pinecone.
Exactly. We're going to insert into our simpler.
We're now executing this node. So we've now inserted this file into our record. Okay. This is what it looks like. It's parsed it.
So let's test step.
Looks really nice.
And it did.
It's then ran through the default data loader, and it's actually chunked it as we discussed. Now, I believe here we only have 2 chunks. So our file was not super long to begin with.
Hey,
but if you're uploading a longer file, you'll probably have much more. Actually, for the purpose of this demo, why don't we do like chunk size 200 with overlap of 50? I don't just want to leave it there. Let me go back to Pinecone and just remove this. Smaller chunk, cool as that. The only thing we have to do now is we have to talk with it, right? So that's what I'm going to do up here. I'm going to go chat.
Let's
let me just
Let's
exit out all of
Moment
the
of
test
truth.
data, and I'll say, hey, what's up? So I'm going to go chat. Let me just exit out all of the test data, and I'll say, right? So that's what I'm going to do up here. I'm going to go chat. Let me just exit.
Okay, so let's delete. Let's save the workflow. Delete test data. And yeah. Hey, so Callum is asking, hi, what is actually the ultimate goal? To actually store knowledge from the AI after prompting? Sorry, got confused. No problem, Callum. Let's go through it all. Let's be clear. So the ultimate goal is not to store knowledge from the AI, is the other way around. We want to store knowledge and be able to ask things about it to AI. So let's make a simple thing, right? So for example, this is our PDF in our computer, right? And this is us. And there is the AI in the cloud, right? ChatGPT, blah, blah, blah. ChatGPT. If we ask something to ChatGPT, they don't know anything about our PDF. So if we ask, I don't know, that's what they're going to say, right? What RAG enables is, first, we have to put it in the RAG system, and that's what we just configured. So we introduce a RAG system, and we go and load our information there. It could be PDFs, it could be websites, it could be Excel documents, Word documents, etc. So once we have RAG in place, what happens is I'm going to ask something which can be, what time does keyboard typing open? So we have a question. At what time keyboard typing opens doors, right? And what happens now is instead of asking directly and get an answer, something else will happen. We get this text and we go to the AI, to one AI, but not LLM. We are going to make embeddings for this text because now we have the question in embeddings. We can compare. So Whoops. We now have the question in embeddings. And now we can compare. We can now, with vectors, let's go to reg and let's retrieve all the documents information, right? We will retrieve information in context with the question. So it will have stuff that has time. It will have stuff that has time keyboards typing, typing opens, it doors. So if there would be a PDF about doors, it will also come, right? And now that reg is finished, what happens is this is all text again. And what happens is this information, this information plus the question will go. So it will go now. The question plus the info. Meaning because of reg, we now gave to the AI, hey, what time this opens? And we gave it all this context. So now the AI can reply. So it's the same like when you copy paste all from your computer, right? But when it's reg, you can have 100 gigabytes of information here, right? It doesn't matter. It's all the database. And that system will do that for you. You don't have to find the information yourself, copy paste the relevant pieces and put it in the question. So this is very, very interesting for that reason. I hope I explained well and you got clarified. Let me know. So what we're going to do is we are amazing. Got it. Thank you so much. And of course, no problem. We are here exactly for this, to explore and to learn and all of that. That's how we can do it. Okay, so now we will try to ask something. Open chat. Type a message. I'm actually nervous. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Hey, what store is this? Let's see what happens. You see it's working? Blam, bam, bam, bam. It's working here. I'm not sure which store you are referring to. Whoa, this is not good. Company. Callum is saying there's so much use cases for that. Indeed, my friend, indeed. And this was half of what triggered me. Well, in fact, this wasn't it. This is very important. But what exactly triggered me to learn all this is function use. Right now, it's called MCP, the new default. But what this does is not only we will give I think this will make your mind blown if you don't know it still. So this is reg and it's powerful, but alone it's not as powerful as with this, which is we can give the so-called tools. We have seen it before, right? And nowadays is called tools, function use, and MCP, Model Context Protocol, comes to make a contract like JSON API or something like that for APIs. MCP is for AIs to speak with each other. And let me see, Anthropic function use, for example. Yeah, tool use. So what happens is when we make a request to the LLM, we can, let me find, yeah, chain of thought. Oh, yeah, sorry, it was here. So when we make the request, we are saying, what is the weather like in San Francisco? Hey, Souza, thank you for the follow. Let me just finish this. I'll tell you what's going on. So when we ask something to the AI, not only reg that would come and add information context here. Sim, falo português. But the live is in English, so we can be with everyone in the world, at least speaking English. Yeah. Did you find it from the accent? Maybe. Okay, so back at tool use. The reg system would enrich this content with more context. What the tools do is, hey, AI, look at this. You can get the current weather in any location. What you need to do is you have to call me, you have to call this function, and you have to give me these properties. Give me location as a type string, and this location is the city and state. So we just give this JSON to the AI on the beginning of the chat, or the systems do that when we are using no code, and the AI will respond and say, whoop, chain of thought, no, where is it? I'm sorry, I've read this long time ago. There was something, oh, it's here, it's embedded here. Example of, yeah, no. Example, yes, here it is. Yeah, so the reply will come and say, hey, tool use this tool, these inputs. And we now have the code that responds to this block. So that's why it's so much powerful. We can give information to the AI and also tools that we program. So it's fantastic. So I hope you see even more use cases, not only reg, but also tools, right? So this is, we still didn't explore this, but we will very well. So yeah, I understand. I would like to have, maybe I will make some content in Portuguese. Of course, I like to speak my native language, but to be more, I miss the word, so that we can speak to more people and interact with more people, I just go with English because it's more universal, right? But maybe someday I can make some. For a broader audience. Yeah, thank you, Diabel. So that way more people can listen, more people can interact, more people can teach me stuff also and recommend stuff, and yeah, that's all about it, yeah. So let's get back. Yeah, so it didn't went well. So let's delete, start again. Huh. Okay, new session. So if the reg is there, we will see what is the company name. What is this company name, which is represented in YouTube? I'll ask very represent. Maybe I have to make another one, but let's see. And what time does it open? And what's the opening time? What's the opening days and hours? Let's see. Bam, bam, bam. You see? It goes here, it goes there, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. Ah! It doesn't know. Callum is saying, obrigado. De nada. Wasn't expecting to learn this today. I'm still new to AI, to be honest. Same like me. I was a user until 2 months ago. Just then I started to research and learn. So join and let's learn together. But getting more curious, getting more curious every day, he says, have to leave the common work and start learning. Oh yeah. Common work is nice, of course, and technology doesn't stop. We are always moving, always having to learn new stuff. But yes, we have to make some squeeze in some time to also learn AI, because whether we like it or not, it's gonna be a huge part of the future. So I think this is a good, perfect time to start learning it. Yeah. So Kroj, first time chat. Hello, Kroj. Welcome. Currently, MCP is the hot topic on AI. It's the fast growing repo in history. I didn't know that. I can imagine it will be greater than JavaScript. Right? Because it will be everywhere. OMG. And every REST API can be used as contact with MCP. Yes, fantastic. We will go there in depth later. But yeah, MCP is like we can give, when the MCP is not ours, right? Let's check here, Pulse MCP. So yeah, for example, if you want to read, write, and manipulate local files through a controlled API, you can do it. If you want to manage repositories and issues and search code via GitHub API, you can. So imagine you go to a chat, you connect the GitHub MCP, you need to give token, of course, but then you can say, what issues are there for me? Instead of going and search, I can ask, what issues are there for me which are urgent? Where should I start? Blah, blah, blah. So yeah, Playwright, browser automation, Firecrawl, those are very hot right now. So yeah, there are gazillions right now, 3,700 MCP servers, meaning almost 4,000 systems we can connect to a chat. And a chat is also audio. So you see where this is going? And this is just 2 years after AI or 3. So I cannot imagine in 2 years from now what this is going to be. It's insane. And Kroj continues. Also, Microsoft added it to Visual Studio Code, which is proof it as standard. Yeah. Also, OpenAI did it a few days ago. So after Microsoft, OpenAI doing it, it's big, it's huge. Diabel is saying to me too, it answering that it's answering to Callum. Oh, sorry, maybe you're speaking. Okay, also getting interested. It looks cool in this overlay structure to see. In this overlay structure. Oh, you mean the N8N and others? The overlay structure should be this. First time chat. It's a bot viewer. Best viewers on stream. Boo. Yeah, N8N. Yeah, Diabel just confirmed. Yeah, so there are more. There are more. But yeah, I guess this is the most hackable and self-hostable and so on. You can even develop blocks to put there, to add to there. So yeah, it's very hackable and it's insanely popular. It feels like the ShadCN of automation. Okay, so it doesn't know about... wait, I deleted. I jumped ahead. Wait. When clicking test workflow, now this ran. I will ask again. Repost message. Let me check. Why didn't it find? I have to connect Pinecone. I have to make an account. It will take more time, but I'm starting to think that it's the store that is not finding. But it goes there, but I cannot check what's inside. Is it big simple vector store embedding? Yeah, I mean, come on. Okay, so simple memory, blah blah blah. I wanna use this log to see information on how the agent. Oh wait, we have more messages. Smart Automod held the message for a reason. Was it that one? Never mind. Callum is saying the initial concepts at least. Oh, starting to learn the initial concepts. One last question, then I will let you focus again. Oh, no, don't let me focus. This is why I'm doing it live, right? I like to be with people and speak with people, so don't think about that. No. Ask away. If I wanted like to focus, I would just not be online, right? No. Keep it coming. Since you started this journey 2 months ago, do you recommend any content to start learning AI as an actual developer and not a user? I think I'm not experienced enough to give you the best advice. I would say first find your niche, not niche, area of AI you want to learn, right? You are getting interested in this area, maybe you liked it, but maybe you prefer audio, maybe you prefer image or video generation, which are totally different aspects of AI. Maybe you should decide this first, what you like to learn in AI. How am I learning? I started with, what's the name? Well, I made this thing. IJ Patricius / Rubber Duck. So I wanted to make an AI assistant for coding, and this would live in the computer. So think of cursor, mini cursor, but cheaper, and I could use it from the console or from my web browser, and cheaper because I would just use what I wanted to do is like I was copy pasting files from my terminal, from my Explorer, for my IDE, I would copy paste a file and ask something. Copy paste a file and ask something. And this is enough for me. I didn't want vibe coding, right? So what I decided to do is, hey, I'll make a tool. I'll make my own assistant. I will say, I want this file and this file, and bam, ask the question. And what this script would do is retrieve the contents and upload it. I had something like, this was actually nice. It was, I would press at, and it would load a file and I could autocomplete. I would type ashbang and it would load rules files, means instructions. So I just started exploring the API endpoints. And yeah, from there I started reading documentation on, I started with Claude. And I guess that's where you should start. If you want the LLM sides, docs and traffic. Yeah. So I guess you can start to learn, because when you make a request and you will see the protocol, the contract that for the payloads and for the answers, then you will start understanding some key concepts. Also, I've seen OpenAI Academy, which was silently released a few days ago, and also Hugging Face. This is deeper, a little bit deeper. This is like a repository, a directory, but also they have cloud as well. So this is like a directory of models. So like OpenAI is running ChatGPT, there are other models. You might heard about Mistral, you might have heard about DeepSeek and Olama, right? Running local, now Llama 4 released a few days ago. So you can find all sorts of things that you can run locally or in some serverless provider. Cloudflare, Together, RunPod, Replicate. There are a bunch when you can run your own models via API. So this would be a first, and when you start learning these models, then tool use and reg will naturally come. So yeah, I would start implementing this. Oh, sorry, Hugging Face as a course. Like OpenAI Academy, I enrolled. Let me find Discord. I enrolled, but actually didn't follow much. This is so... Oh, it's the agents course. Yeah. Let me find the link. There we go. Hugging Face agent course. Yeah. bit.ly HF Hugging Face learn agents. So I guess this is it, or no? I'm not exactly finding but it should be. Yeah, it's this. Oh, I turned off the music. Let me see if it's this one. It should be. No. Agents course. Maybe they changed something. It's probably this. Yeah. Yeah, it's this one. Yeah. So you see the tools, thoughts, actions. So this is even more ahead. Yeah, fine-tuning LLMs, that's also something. So when we fine-tune, we change the weights in the model, and we don't need to give context. So, but they won't know it so well, but they will know it without having to make reg. So it's cheaper on each request, but it's more expensive to train it. This is to fine-tune it. This is what I learned. Yeah, so I think I can't give the best path to follow, but I hope this acts as a good starting point. It's not a complete path, but it's a good starting point, I hope. What is this? Someone is asking if you might know my PC issue, or someone in chat. Is this a bot or what? First time chat. Okay, so wait just a second. Callum is saying, amazing, thanks. I already knew some stuff. It was nice to have your perspective. I'll take a look at those concepts and links. And this last one regarding Hugging Face. Sure, of course. Also, this OpenAI Academy looks very, very promising. They have events every week, lots of them. So yeah, it's hard to keep up with all this. So we have to make our track and decide what to do, for sure. Diabel is saying, it is kinda late for me, so I hope you get it working, and I wish you all a good night. Thank you, Diabel, for you too, and thank you for being there. Pretty sure I'm gonna give the OpenAI Academy a look. Oh, please do, and let us know how is it going. We need feedback, and yeah. Let's go, let's go. Have a good evening. Good night, I mean. Zersby, I hope there was some message. I don't know if this is a bot or not, but a question asking if I can check your PC issue. What's wrong with your PC? Maybe I'll come back to the stream with some AI MVP. Well, please do, Callum. Please do. Okay, let's. Yeah, it's also late for me. I should have closed 14 minutes ago. That's the goal, more or less, 2 hours. So why isn't it working? Let me try to find a PDF somewhere. I can have some. I have some. I think. Maybe I don't want. It's from a client, so maybe not. Damn it. Okay, so let's go to my drive. I want to find PDFs. I can get something from Notion really quick to a PDF. Zersby saying, I play LOL mostly, and after 20 to 25 minutes of playing, my FPS drops. And it feels so choppy and unplayable. I don't know, Zersby, but this feels like a bot? This is not a game channel. Oh, Callum speaks Portuguese. Está tarde para todos, mas valeu a pena cair aqui na stream. Thank you so much, Callum. Obrigado. Yeah, I guess we can just save it and then I'll change it and we'll catch from here. We'll catch from here next time. Oh, you see, oh, so much vectors. Use the following pieces of context. But it's empty. He didn't find something. It didn't find anything. Huh. Let me try to find something really quick. Talk. I have a talk. Secret science of perfect spacing. Okay, maybe no. Nah, it has to be a good text. I will not just horário, so schedule for, what is the company name? Let's make a company, sweet candy, I don't know. Opening time from Tuesdays and Saturdays, let's say. So we have chocolates and gummy bears. Yeah, I know it's silly, but it should work better, right? Why didn't I stop a little bit more? So let's say sweet candy. Sweet candy. We will copy the path to it. I already did on the shortcut. And we are going to put it here. Yeah, it's in the project, N8N, examples, blah, blah, blah. And test step. But wait, no output data. How come? Aha. Is it different now? Let's start. So, what do you sell in Sweet Candy? What do they sell in Sweet Candy store? I have to put the pine cone. Oh, damn it. I'm so sorry. It got here. Why didn't it got there? Can I run it or what? What am I doing wrong? Wait, let's continue just to watch the rest. Maybe I'm doing
Exit out all
wrong.
of the test data, and I'll say, hey, what's up? So first, I'm just going to ask a basic question. Notice how we went down the chat model route and then the window buffer memory route, but we did not access the vector store. The reason why is because our agent determined that we did not need to consult this third-party database, basically, in order to answer said question. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to find some data that's hyper-specific about OneCone. I'm going to ask it a question where we can get that. Let's see. I'm going to have it tell me about OneCone's pricing. So you see up here where it says OneCone pricing follows the subscription model? Why don't we ask it, tell me about OneCone's pricing. Now it's going to consult our vector store, access Pinecone, get the embeddings, return them, consult our next chat model, return the vector store data to the original agent, then consult the model on how to formulate all this, and then send it back. And if we go back to the chat, what you see is we've now retrieved all of the data that we've just chunked using our own custom chunk size of 200 with a 50 overlap. On the right-hand side of this log thing, I should say, the data stuff creates. But then if somebody asks for your time, that if bots upload specific, I'm going to put it in this video. Now, vector back of things that are, the reason why is 200 with overlap long to begin with. Looks something like this. Cone underscore non-cone. We're now executing this node, so we've now inserted this file into our record, okay? This is what it looks like. It's parsed it. Looks really nice. It's then ran through the default data loader, and it's actually chunked it as we discussed. Now, I believe here we only have two.
So, empty array. But none was found. Put output file. I'm probably not doing this well. Probably, of course not. It must be just this because I replaced output. This is an item, but it's empty, so it shouldn't be. Read file, file selected. So this is the next node. So test workflow, and it failed because expects the node's input to contain a binary file data, but none was found. Because did I change something here? OMG. Yeah, if I said that I would load all, but then it's empty. So that's not good. Let's come. I want to make a question on a okay, so In N8N, I want to load a file from disk. Pass it to next node. So read file, add a read binary file. Property name, data. So that's the problem maybe. I don't know. Oh, it's this one. The file will be loaded as binary and stored in the data property by default. Yeah. I'm sorry. It's getting late. I have to stop. But yeah, I hope you had a great one. I'm sorry I couldn't finish, but we'll be sure to be coming right back. So next Monday, same time, we will find a solution, hopefully. Thank you so much for being there. If anyone is still here, if they want to say something, now's the time. Hey, Peak, you're still there. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm. It's a shame. We're so close. I think just this data is not getting in. I think it's stopping here for some reason. So when we chat with the thing, then it doesn't come up. So yeah, this is a shame. It's kind of, right? No, it's shame is not the word I want. Yeah, I wanted more, right? But but it's so long now that we have to finish, and let's keep it for Monday. I hope you have a great weekend. Have some rest, touch grass, have fun, make side projects, whatever fits your happiness. Thank you so much, and see you really soon. Thank you, everyone. Adrian Zilla, thank you so much. Welcome. Welcome. It's first time chat. I hope you enjoyed. I don't know for how long you've been there, but I hope you enjoyed. And we'll make a recap next Monday. So the goal is to make this chat system with custom knowledge, custom functions, yeah, and we will be developing it, right? We will be having the power to build these custom assistants and custom brains and agents and all. So yeah, say something sooner, not only when to say goodbye, but thank you so much. Just want you to be comfortable. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. I'll see you Monday if possible, if not Wednesday or Friday. Just let's have fun and learn AI and programming. Thank you so much. Bye bye. See you.